Hey guys, what's going on? So today I wanted to talk about keyboards, but specifically Bluetooth keyboards versus the smart connected keyboards for the iPad Pro. There's a few different things that I kind of want to talk about here. So first off, keyboard options. With Bluetooth keyboards, there are hundreds of thousands of keyboard options for Bluetooth keyboards because it works with every platform. iPads, iPhone, Windows, Mac, Linux if you can get the Bluetooth driver working. Heck, even the Apple TV, you can hook a Bluetooth keyboard up to that thing. So there are so many options for the Bluetooth keyboard that I'm sure everybody can find a keyboard that they like. Personally, and I'm going to wave the Apple flag here, I should probably make one. I like the Apple Magic Keyboard, and there's a few reasons why I like it. I actually really like the key travel. I like the way the keys feel. They feel very sturdy to me, like I can really just type on it, and I'm not going to break the keyboard. A big plus for me is it charges via Lightning, and I'll kind of get into that a little bit more later, but that's a big plus for me. So that's the key. That's the Bluetooth keyboard I like. That's probably the one I'm going to be referencing a lot in this video. There's a few others that I've used, but that's personally my go-to keyboard. The Smart Connector, there's not a lot of options. In fact, there are three. The one that's made by Apple, so for all the iPad Pros, they all have the Smart Keyboard Cover option. And it's a great keyboard. That's actually the Smart Connector keyboard that I use. I like it a lot. It folds up nice. You can put it away. It's small. It's not super bulky. It's great. Then there's the Logitech Create, which was made for the original iPad Pro 12.9, and then when they did the 9.7-inch iPad Pro, they made a version of that. And I've never used the 9.7-inch iPad Pro version. I've heard great things about it, but I've never used it. The 12.9 one I had for about a week, and I absolutely hated that keyboard. It made your iPad feel like it was a MacBook Pro, and it was super big, super heavy. It was not pleasant to use. I just didn't enjoy using it. Then there was another one that came out when the new iPad Pros were released at WWDC. Logitech put out one, and it's called the Slim Combo Case, and it is not slim at all. Somebody took the first Retina 13-inch MacBook Pro, put an iPad Pro in that keyboard case, put them right next to each other, and you can find this picture online. If I can dig it up, I'll put everything in the description. But somebody put those two products next to each other, the 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro and the Logitech Slim Combo Case. Guess which one was bigger? It wasn't the MacBook Pro. Yeah, so to me, that's not a good option. When you're the iPad's meant for portability. When you're adding weight and bulk to it, that's not a good thing. So, personally, the Smart Connector keyboard, there's not a whole lot of options. I wish there was more. It probably has to do with the way Apple licensed things. They're a little picky about that, so kind of a bummer. But I hope that gets sorted out here soon, because that's kind of a bummer. Charging's kind of a big thing when it comes to Bluetooth keyboards. A lot of Bluetooth keyboards, you have to have a USB cable, either micro or mini USB or USB-C now, or worst case scenario, oh god, batteries. Your Bluetooth keyboard may need batteries. Your keyboard always dies on you when you don't have batteries, so that's not a good option. Having a Bluetooth keyboard means you have to worry about it being charged. The Smart Connector keyboard, what's great about that is it doesn't have to be charged at all. It uses the power from the iPad, and it uses a low level of power, so it doesn't make an impact on the battery. You'll never notice the difference. You can have an iPad hooked up to a smart keyboard all day long, and it'll never make a difference. And it's such an Apple move to make a connector specifically for keyboards, so you don't have to worry about them being powered. So stands are a little tricky when it comes to Bluetooth keyboards. Of course, there's the Bluetooth keyboard cases that they're made for a lot of different iPads. You can put your iPad in them. Kind of makes it like a clamshell, like a laptop. Those work if that's what you like. Terrific. If you like a normal Bluetooth keyboard that you'd get for like a Mac or a PC, or again Linux, if you can get that Bluetooth driver working, there's no place to put your iPad. So for me, like I said, I use the Apple Magic Keyboard. I had to put mine in a canopy keyboard case, so I had some place to put my iPad because I didn't want to have to get a smart cover on top of that because I use the smart cover keyboard. So I had to get that for that. So I had a stand. Plus, it gives me a nice place to put my keyboard. I did a review on it. Again, I'll put everything in the description below. Cool. But the smart cover keyboards, what's great about those is every single one of them has a stand built into it. The Logitech ones are a little weird. The Logitech Create, it works just like a clamshell, so it opens right up. The Slim Combo one, it has like the kickstand like the Microsoft Surface tablets have. The Apple Magic Keyboard, it uses this kind of fold design, so it works. But yeah, so stands, Smart Connector has it. Bluetooth keyboard, not going to always have it. The function row. The function row is kind of something that's really interesting. The Apple Smart Connector keyboard doesn't have it at all. So that's a huge miss for me. Like, I really bums me out that it doesn't have. And when I say function keys, I mean the brightness and volume controls and playback controls, those keys. The Logitech ones do have the function keys, so if you like those Logitech ones, great, you got it. They're good. Ship it. You're good. Bluetooth keyboards, a lot of them have them. A lot of them have things like backlighting and change devices, so you can switch between one iPad to another iPad or an iPad to your Mac or whatever. So those are kind of cool. Those functions are pretty handy to have. The last thing I want to talk about is traveling. For me personally, when I travel, if it's going to be less than probably 5 days, I only take the Apple Smart Connector keyboard. That's going to be fine for my traveling needs. It's portable, it's always connected to my iPad, and I don't have to worry about charging it. So those three things alone, I'm good. It may not have the best key travel, it may not have the best feel, but you know what? I can type on it, I can get my work done, and I don't have to worry about carrying an extra charging cable or making sure I charge it up the night before or worrying if it's going to fit in my bag with all my other stuff. So that's good. Bluetooth keyboards, again, they all vary. There's so many different kinds. There's big ones, there's small ones, there's ones that you can even fold up and fit in your pocket. So it's kind of depends on which ones you like. A lot of them are big. Like I kind of talked about the Apple Magic Keyboard. I've taken it with me on a couple of longer trips. The Canopy case, it allows me to kind of fold it up and put it neatly in my bag so it's not, getting smashed or anything. Plus, it uses a lightning cable to charge, so I don't have to worry about taking an extra cable with me because, of course, I will have lightning cables for my iPhone and iPad. That mileage, it kind of varies. If you travel a lot, I would probably just look into a Smart Connector keyboard. But let's kind of wrap this up a little bit. I use both of I use a Bluetooth keyboard when I'm sitting at my desk. I use the Apple Magic Keyboard when I'm sitting at my desk working. When I travel or I'm out or if I'm working at my kitchen table or if I'm going to a coffee shop or whatever, I take the Apple Smart Connector keyboard. It's very rare that the Magic Keyboard leaves my desk. If I had to go with just one, if somebody came up to me and said, I'm taking one of your keyboards away, choose which one you get to keep, I would probably keep the Apple Smart Connected keyboard. Just because I can still get my work done on it. It may not be my favorite feeling keyboard, and I can I get over that. I'm not super picky when it comes to keyboards. It works just fine for me. I think that's just the best keyboard. I think for the iPad Pro, Apple kind of did they did a really good job with the Smart Connector. And I think it really helps tell the story of the iPad Pro and how it's not just a tablet. It's a device that's meant to have a keyboard attached to it. Now, it's optional. You don't always have to have a keyboard attached to it. If you're somebody that likes the virtual on-screen keyboard, good. In fact, I know I'm kind of going long here, but I had a viewer kind of comment about using the virtual keyboard versus a physical keyboard, and I think probably not this coming week, but the following week, I'm going to spend the whole week just using the virtual keyboard. And then I'm going to do a video on physical keyboards versus virtual keyboards. So watch out for that. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you have any keyboards you'd like me to check out, leave them in the comments below. If you guys really like what I'm doing, like, subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I know everybody says it. It really does help out. Thanks for watching.